I love gin. Tangeray is good, Bombay Sapphire is also good. My personal favorite is Hendricks. It's so good you can just drink it Oh, gin! Welcome to Djinn and Tonic night. And these aren't your typical Wishmaster schlock-fest flicks. These are pretty dang scary. Our first movie is Under the Shadow from 2016. It's set during the Iran-Iraq War of the Cities in 1980s Tehran, which is very much like what is happening in Israel right now with air raids, artillery, and missiles. When left home with her young daughter Dorsa, a missile lands on Shida's apartment building, but fails to detonate, leaving it as a chilling reminder of the danger which can strike at any moment. Strange visions and occurrences begin taking place in the building, and Shida comes to suspect that a malevolent spirit arrived on the winds of the conflict. Under the Shadow is a very scary movie thanks to the excellent art direction and the expertly crafted atmosphere. I will say that in the final act it loses a bit of that atmosphere by showing us just a little too much of the djinn, and the design for it is a little less scary than the other things we've seen up to that point. Also, just so you know, this is a Persian language movie, so if you're the kind of person who gives one skull reviews on Shudder for being not English, just skip it. For everyone who isn't a enjoy the film, it's on Netflix. Our second movie is The Djinn from 2021. The Djinn is a much less thoughtful representation of the titular Middle Eastern spirit, being a bit more in-your-face horror than the atmospheric and nuanced Under the Shadow. But hey, this is a horror channel, so that's not really a problem, is it? In The Djinn, a boy whose father is a late-night radio DJ is left at home alone one night after finding a book with the apparent instructions on how to summon a djinn and request a wish. The boy does so, requesting the return of his voice, which was lost during an unspecified surgery. The boy must then survive until midnight to receive his heart's desire while being stalked by the physical manifestation of the djinn he's summoned. As I said, this one is much more in your face and follows traditional horror standards, but it is legitimately creepy, and I've watched it a few times since its release early 2021. It was recently added to Shudder, so if you haven't seen it yet, this is your cue to give it a shot. Also, one of the forms the djinn takes is of the boy's deceased mother, who is portrayed by Razan Jamal, who just so happens was in a 2013 movie simply called Djinn, which was directed by Tobe Hooper. It's got nothing to do with the Djinn, but it's a little bit of trivia for you. And there you have it. Make yourself a Djinn and Tonic and watch two movies about the Middle Eastern spirit, the Djinn, which I feel is relatively underrepresented in horror, aside from, the Wishmaster series, which, come on. That's your homework, double feature homework for tonight. I'm Smokey Lyle, this is Horror and Cats, and I'll see you tomorrow.